Were you aware that there exists a capital city constructed to accommodate millions of individuals, yet it remains largely uninhabited? Moreover, it is astonishing to learn that the United States squandered a staggering $17 billion on a massive undertaking that never saw any utilization and continues to be entirely pointless even now. In our discussion today, we will delve into 5 of the most ineffectual megaprojects found globally. Number 5. Interstate H3, Hawaii. Let's begin with the remarkably picturesque road in Hawaii, known as the Aloha State. The Interstate A3, spanning 26 kilometers, traverses one of the most breathtaking landscapes worldwide. Its awe-inspiring beauty raised legitimate concerns about drivers stopping and causing traffic hazards. However, this highway is as controversial as it is magnificent. Originally proposed in 1960 for defense purposes, it aimed to connect the Pearl Harbor Naval Base on the south side with the Marine Corps Air Station on the east coast. Upon the announcement of its construction, it immediately faced opposition from environmental groups and native Hawaiians who feared the extensive urbanization that would accompany the project. Environmental regulations of that time, combined with route modifications to protect the surrounding valleys, indefinitely delayed the plans. Eventually, after 26 years, the environmental obstacles were overcome when Congress exempted the project from environmental laws, clearing the way for construction to commence in 1989. Almost 37 years after its initial proposal, the highway finally opened in 1997. The Interstate H3 is often regarded as an engineering marvel due to the challenging terrain on which it was built and the advanced technologies employed during its construction. It features numerous high-tech tunnels and predominantly runs on viaducts to preserve the local environment in the valleys below. Extensive delays, route changes, and the adoption of newer, albeit more expensive, technologies led to a final cost that was 5 times the original estimated budget. The total construction expenditure amounted to $1.3 billion, making it the world's most expensive highway in terms of cost per kilometer, approximately $50 million per kilometer. Despite the substantial budget, this remarkable highway does not serve everyone's needs. Critics argue that it is a road to nowhere since the defense considerations from the 1960s are no longer relevant, and it lacks a direct route to downtown Honolulu. Moreover, many native Hawaiians, the majority of whom continue to refuse its use, view the H3 as cursed due to the destruction of culturally significant sites during its completion. While the Interstate H3 highway undoubtedly stands as an accomplishment among megaprojects, it remains useless for certain indigenous communities. Nonetheless, it is not entirely abandoned like the next project on our list. Number 4. Ciudad Real Central Airport, Spain. Spain is a highly sought-after tourist destination in Europe, which played a significant role in the conception of Ciudad Real Central Airport. The airport aimed to attract both domestic and international travelers, serving as a popular choice within Spain. The main objective was to alleviate the congestion at Madrid's overcrowded main airport by providing an alternative. With one of the top 5 longest runways in Europe, the new airport initially had a capacity of 2 million passengers per year, considerably lower than Madrid's capacity of 70 million passengers. However, plans were in place to expand the capacity to 10 million annually. Despite the justified initial expense of $1.3 billion when the airport became operational in 2009, the project encountered significant setbacks. The company responsible for the project filed for bankruptcy in 2012, primarily due to the unfavorable location of the airport, situated 200 kilometers away from Madrid. This made it inconvenient for passengers, leading to a lack of interest from major airlines that preferred operating from the capital. Consequently, within its first year, the airport only attracted a single small-time airline. By 2012, the airport had accumulated a debt of $350 million, resulting in receivership and subsequent auctioning in 2013. Despite gaining attention as an abandoned site through its appearance on the TV show Top Gear in 2014, multiple auctions failed until it was finally sold to new owners in 2019. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when businesses suffered and air travel declined, the airport found a purpose by becoming a storage facility for grounded planes due to its favorable climate, long runway, and spaciousness. As of August 2020, the airport housed 65 airplanes, and plans were underway to expand storage capacity for over 300 aircraft. While this new storage approach provided a temporary business opportunity, it remains uncertain when normal flight operations will resume and the stored planes will be relocated. Consequently, despite its billion-dollar investment, the Ciudad Real Airport currently serves no practical purpose for passengers worldwide. Number 3. Naypyidaw, Myanmar. Next on the list is another major project that gained recognition on Top Gear. However, this isn't just any ordinary airport. It's the new capital of Myanmar, a capital that was constructed entirely from scratch. In 2002, Myanmar's previous military leadership began building a new capital in secret. The act of relocating a country's capital is not unprecedented, as several countries, including Brazil, Egypt, and Pakistan, have done so in the past. In November 2005, Myanmar's leaders made the decision public but kept the name of the new capital a secret. It was only 4 months later that they finally unveiled the name, Naypyidaw, which translates to the king's residence. The reasons behind this sudden capital shift were unclear. Some speculated that the military leadership was concerned about a potential sea attack, while others believed it was based on advice from astrologers. However, a significant factor was Yangon, the former capital of Myanmar. With a population of 7 million, Yangon had reportedly reached its infrastructural limits, and its population was projected to double by 2050. Additionally, Yangon was established as the capital during British rule primarily for the benefit of the British Navy. Therefore, it made sense for Myanmar to relocate the capital to a more central location. The new capital project was executed swiftly, and successive governments have since invested $4 billion into the city. Naypyidaw appears to have all the attractions to entice visitors. A 20-lane highway, over 100 luxury hotels divided into 3 hotel districts, golf courses, museums, and even a 99-meter-tall replica of a prominent landmark originally situated in Yangon. However, one crucial element is missing: a significant population. The new capital is home to less than 1 million residents, most of whom live in the pre-existing suburbs that existed before the city became the capital. But why is there such reluctance to inhabit the city? The lack of adequate healthcare facilities, quality educational institutions, and economic opportunities deter most people from making the city their permanent residence. As a result, Naypyidaw often appears desolate and has earned the moniker of a ghost town. The impressive 20-lane highway remains practically empty, and traffic congestion is unheard of, with the occasional solitary vehicle traversing the expansive road. Despite having an airport capable of handling 3.5 million passengers annually, only a handful of individuals use it on a busy day. Shopping malls see little foot traffic, with mainly diplomatic staff visiting on weekends, and hotel lobbies are frequently vacant. However, there is a glimmer of hope for the royal capital. Designed as a city of the future and with a rapidly growing population, Naypyidaw still has the potential for eventual revitalization. Currently, it may be considered one of the world's most peculiar capitals and remains largely irrelevant to a significant portion of the country's population. Number 2. Forest City, Malaysia. We discussed a seemingly abandoned city, and now our attention turns to a cutting-edge, environmentally friendly urban area known as the Green Futuristic Smart City. This city will emerge from reclaimed land across 4 artificial islands and will be centered around an artificial forest ecosystem. Its location in Forest City makes it an attractive opportunity for investors seeking to capitalize on its proximity to the independent city-state of Singapore, which boasts the world's second busiest port and a thriving economy. To foster connectivity, the developers have already established a link bridge between Forest City and Singapore, reducing travel time between the 2 cities to just 20 minutes. Additionally, Forest City will have its own customs facility, allowing residents to move freely between Singapore and the smart city. The design of Forest City emphasizes sustainability, incorporating numerous eco-friendly innovations. Buildings will feature green rooftops and vertical gardens, creating a jungle-like atmosphere. The city streets will be multi-layered, with lower levels designated for traffic and parking, while upper levels will include parks, sports facilities, and transportation hubs. With a strong commitment to renewable energy, Forest City will rely exclusively on sustainable power sources. The project aims to be completed by 2035 with an estimated cost of $100 billion. One of the 4 proposed islands is nearly finished and already features 50 apartment buildings, golf courses, swimming pools, and beaches. However, the ambitious Forest City project has encountered several obstacles along the way. Numerous economic and political challenges had impeded its progress. The project is primarily financed by China, resulting in a significant influx of Chinese investors who were given preferential treatment during the initial construction phase. This led to majority ownership by Chinese individuals, with street signs and educational institutions catering to Mandarin speakers. Native Malaysians, on the other hand, were unable to afford these apartments due to their pricing strategy targeting the Chinese market. This sparked public outcry, with critics viewing the project as a form of neo-colonialism. In response, Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad, following a change in leadership, prohibited foreigners from owning property in Forest City. This led to the departure of many foreign investors and discouraged new ones from participating. Furthermore, the project faced setbacks due to the global pandemic and subsequent travel restrictions. Malaysia's movement control order prevented new investors from entering, and existing investors withdrew due to uncertain circumstances. As a result, by the beginning of 2020, the residential developments in Forest City were inhabited by less than 500 people, a stark contrast to its intended capacity of 700,000 residents. The project has since stagnated, with reports suggesting that only a handful of homes have been sold in Forest City since the pandemic began. Additionally, the downsizing of Country Garden, the main developer, resulted in over 1,000 Malaysian workers losing their jobs, indicating a significant decline in the project's prospects. Given its ambitious nature, futuristic vision, and ongoing political challenges, it is reasonable to conclude that Forest City, despite the substantial investment, currently stands as an unproductive megaproject. Number 1. Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository. We will conclude this list by highlighting a large-scale undertaking that was designed to address a significant global issue. Nuclear waste receives less attention compared to other environmental concerns, yet, if not stored correctly, it can be more lethal than any other threat witnessed in human history. Presently, nuclear waste is stored above ground near the power plants of origin. However, the scientific community agrees that the safest and most permanent solution is to store this hazardous waste deep underground. In the 1980s, the U.S. authorities embarked on a search for a long-term resolution to this escalating waste problem. Yucca Mountain in Nevada was identified as the most suitable option in 1987. It was situated near the country's primary nuclear testing site and was far away from densely populated areas. The plan involved depositing waste from across the nation in an underground tunnel complex approximately 300 meters beneath Yucca Mountain. Besides its isolated location, Yucca Mountain is composed of volcanic ash that formed millions of years ago, making it capable of absorbing radioactive waste without deteriorating. Although Yucca Mountain appeared promising on paper as a repository site, it faced strong opposition from the people of Nevada. Despite the United States having over 100 operational and decommissioned nuclear reactor sites across 34 states, none of them were in Nevada. Consequently, Nevada's congressional representatives and the general public vehemently rejected the idea of their state being the sole nuclear waste disposal site for the entire country. Concerns were also raised regarding the accuracy of the official hydrological and geological surveys conducted on Yucca Mountain. Opponents argued that the site was unsuitable for a repository as it posed a risk of contaminating a nearby water source, which flowed into Amargosa Valley and was utilized by Native American communities with a long history in the area. Despite the opposition, the project received approval in 2002, and the Department of Energy resumed construction. However, Nevada's opposition continued to intensify. They argued that routine transportation of nuclear waste would stigmatize the state's residents and adversely impact tourism. Opponents believed that Nevada was only chosen as the repository site due to its lower population and reduced representation in Congress. By the time Barack Obama assumed office, the entire project had become highly politicized, leading the Obama administration to declare it unfeasible and cease funding in 2010. 3 years later, a federal court ordered the project's resumption, but little progress has been made since then. The Biden administration has clearly stated that Yucca Mountain is no longer included in the country's plans. Nevada appears to have emerged victorious in this 4-decade-long battle. Despite decades of planning, legal challenges, and over $17 billion invested in the Yucca Mountain project, it remains unused and is regarded as a futile megaproject. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from us. And as always, feel free to leave any comments or suggestions down below. See you in the next video.